Hi students, let's continue with the scheduling algorithms. So in scan scheduling, the disk arm starts at one end of the disk and it moves toward the other end, servicing requests as it reaches each cylinder and until it gets to the other end of the disk. So it starts from one end of the disk and moves toward the other end, and while moving toward the other end it will serve all the requests in between, and once it reaches the other end the direction of the head movement will be reversed. Once it reaches the other end the head movement direction will be reversed and it will now start servicing the request in reverse direction. Therefore, the head continuously scans back and forth across the disk. So it starts from one end and it will move toward the other end. While moving toward the other end, it will serve all the requests in between. Once it reaches the other end, the direction of the movement will be reversed and again it starts serving the request in the reverse direction. Therefore, the scan algorithm is also called elevator algorithm. So let's take the same example and let's see how scan scheduling works. We are given with head start at 53, means we have to start from 53. Now before solving this problem we have to understand the direction of head movement. You have to know in which direction the movement is taking place. Let's assume that it is moving in the direction of 0, that is if the disk arm is moving towards 0, the head will service 37 because while moving from 53 to 0 there are two requests, right? 37 and 14. See, while moving from 53 to 0 we have in between we have two requests. So first will serve 37 and then it will serve 14. See here, even though there is no request for cylinder 0, it is reaching cylinder 0. Why? Because in scan scheduling the head will have to reach the end of the disk. Therefore, even though there is no request for 0 cylinder, it is reaching till 0. It is not stopping at 14. It has to reach till the end of the disk. So once the end of the disk is reached, means once the zeroth cylinder is reached, it has to reverse its direction. So now the direction will be changed. Initially the direction was like this, now the direction has to be changed like this. Now it will change the direction and it will serve the next request, that is 65 and then 67. So it will go on requesting all the service. Your table should be from 0 to 199 because there will be only total number of cylinders will be 200 for each tracks. For each tracks there are 200 cylinders. Therefore we have to start from 0 and it reaches till 199. For all the algorithms this is the range 0 to 199. Okay. So 183 will be served and after that again it continues to move and it has to reach 199. Then once it reaches the other end it will again change the direction and it will continue coming like this. It changes the direction and it will continue. So this process will continue. So in this example total number of head movement is changed from 236 to 208. You can check it later. Okay, head movement, or It is also called seek operation. Seek operations. So total number of seek operations are 208. You know how to calculate head movements, right? Just go on taking the difference and adding those differences. You will get total head movements. Okay. So in scan scheduling algorithm, you have to assume the direction. So let's assume the direction as toward 0. Okay. So while it is reaching the beginning of the disk, it has to serve all the requests which are coming in between, and then once it reaches the beginning of the disk, so this is our disk. It has total 200 cylinders, 0 to 199. So once it reaches 0th cylinder, it has to change the direction, because once it has reached the end of the disk, it has to change the direction, and again it will move in this direction. So once 183 is served, it has to continue its movement till it reaches the other end. So it will reach, meanwhile it will reach 199. Again once it reaches the other end, it has to change its direction, again it has to come towards the beginning. So this process is a continuous process. The next algorithm is C-scan algorithm. C-scan algorithm is circular scan. C stands for circular. Circular scan scheduling is a variant of scan, and it is designed to provide a uniform wait time. So similar to scan, C-scan also moves the head from one end of the disk to the other end. So it moves the head of the disk from one end of the disk to the other end. While moving toward the other end, it serves all the requests along its way. But when the head reaches the other end, it has to immediately return to the beginning. But while coming back, while it is returning to the beginning, it does not serve any request. This is the difference between C-scan and scan. While coming back to the beginning of the disk, it does not serve any request. So when the head reaches the other end, it immediately returns to the beginning of the disk without serving any request on the return trip. Therefore, the serving will be only in one direction. In the reverse direction, it will not serve any request. So it treats the cylinders as a circular list that wraps around from the last cylinder to the first one. So it thinks that it is a circular list. Therefore, once it reaches the other end, it will immediately come back to the beginning without serving any request. It has to again start from the beginning itself. Let's take the same example and you will understand how exactly C-scan works. See, here the direction will always be in the forward direction first. So you should not go back to 0 here. Okay. If the initial head start is 53, then it will move in this direction. So once it reaches the end of this disk, then it will immediately come back to the beginning. Okay. See now, 53 to 65 it will serve. From 65 to 67 it will serve. 98, 122, 124, 183 it will serve. Even though we don't have request for 199, it reaches cylinder number 199 because it has to reach the end of the disk. Even though there is no request for 199 in the queue, you can see there is no 199 request, but still we have the entry for 199. Why? Because it has to reach the end of the disk. Now once it reaches the end, it has to return back to the beginning. See, while returning back, we have 37 and 14, but it is not serving those requests while returning back. It is not serving the request, right? It is directly coming back to 0. You can see that there is no request for 0, but still it is reaching 0. Why? Because once it reaches the other end, it has to come back to the beginning in order to serve other requests. Understanding? So once it reaches the beginning, again it will start serving the remaining requests, that is 14 and 37. Therefore here the serving will only in one direction, in this direction. There is no serving in this direction. The serving occurs only in this direction. Okay. Again you can calculate the head movement for this particular example. Yeah, but one of the drawback of scan and C-scan algorithms is if a request arrives in the queue just in front of the head, if any request arrives in front of the head, then it will be serviced immediately. While the head is moving in this direction, if any request comes in front of that head, if the head is now at this position, if any request comes here, then it will be serviced immediately. But if any request comes before this 98, then that request has to wait until the arm moves to the end of the disk, because it has to reach this end and it has to return back. So in case of scan, while returning it will service that request, but in case of C-scan it has to reach the beginning and then again it will start from the beginning. So while in the second movement, while it is in the second movement, it will serve that request. So till that time the new request has to wait. If it comes before the or behind the head, if it comes in front of the head, then it will be serviced immediately. If the request comes behind the head, then it has to wait. This is one of the drawback of scan and C-scan scheduling. We have told that disk arm starts at one end of the disk and it moves toward the other end. But in practice, the algorithm, practical algorithm does not work in this way, because the head will not reach the end of the disk always. If and only if there is a request at the end of the disk, the head will reach that end. Otherwise, it will not reach the end. The arm goes only as far as the final request in each direction. So it does not go until the end of the disk. It goes only as far as the final request. So see, in this example we have taken the arm till end even though there is no request. But in practice it does not happen. The arm goes only till here 183, because 183 request is there in the queue, but 199 request is not there. So arm goes only till here. So in practice, these two algorithms, implementing these two algorithms is not possible. Arm goes only till the final request in the in each direction. Therefore, it may not reach the request 199 or cylinder 199 and also cylinder 0, because the request is still 183 here and it is still 114 here. Therefore, these two ends will not be reached by the arm or the head. So, therefore, the versions of scan and C-scan are introduced. That is called look and C-look scheduling algorithms. The versions of scan and C-scan algorithms are called look and C-look scheduling. Look is very similar to scan scheduling. Only difference is it will not reach the end or the beginning of the disk. It reaches only till the final request, and the rest of the working is same as of scan. And C-look is the version of C-scan. C-look is the version of C-scan. Why it is called look? Because they look for a request before continuing to move in a given direction. So, if there is no request in the given direction, then it will not move further. So, this is the diagram by taking the same example. You can see that C-look and C-scan are one and the same. Only difference is it is not reaching the end of the disk, whereas C-scan was reaching the end of the disk, and also it was reaching the beginning of the disk, but in this case it does not reach the beginning, but it reaches the final request, which is the final request. This is 14, so it reaches only till 14. It does not reach till 0. That is the only difference in C-look and C-scan. Okay. Yeah. But if you are referring to the operating system book 7th edition, in 7th edition they have interchanged C-scan and C-look. The diagram of C-scan and C-look they have interchanged. Okay, whatever I have given is correct, but in book, in the textbook, if you are referring to the 7th edition, they have interchanged the diagram. Please make the correction. Okay. So, how the question will be asked on these algorithms? So, you will be given some initial head start like 53. This is the initial head start, and you will be given with queue sequence. Queue sequence or request sequence will be given, and also you will be given with initial head start. If you are not given with initial head start, then you can start from 0. You can take the head start as 0. If you have to write that assuming head start as 0. If they have not given the head start, then you will be asked to find total number of seek operations or head movements, or it is also called seek time. You will be asked to find seek operations or seek time or head movements. All these three are one and the same. You have to take the difference and add those differences. And also you need to draw this diagram, and your diagram should always start from 0 and it should end with 199. Don't go beyond 199, because the total number of cylinders for each disk will be 0 to 199, that is 200 in total. Therefore, don't go beyond 199. These 5 algorithms are very, very important.